Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bashem Abishai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers and this truth that are doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm coming at you with another lesson. And the inspiration is coming from a video. The title of the video is UAE, that's the United Arab Emirates, all right? UAE link with Israel, ... peace and safety, all right? So once again, UAE link with Israel, ... peace and safety, and it can be found on GMS Chicago. But this video was put up by one of the beloved heads here in Chicago, the brother Saint Benji, the brother with Tazawanya, also known as the mighty Saint Benji, I should say. And it was a very edifying video. I reposted it, so if you want to watch it, you know, it's been reposted on the Malcolm channel. You can go ahead and check it out. I would highly suggest that you subscribe to Saint Benji's page. Very edifying. Often one of the people that I first go to when I can't remember a scripture. You know, that brother's like, you know, one of many brothers in the camp. It's like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to the scriptures. But he was something he profoundly said in the video, and it was about the fact that you won't need to have to annex anyone. You won't have to have signings and deals done with other nations in order for Israel to be safe. That's how you know that these people that are led by Benjamin Netanyahu, not a Jew, are not the people of the Lord. So I'm just going to go right into some scriptures that a couple that he said that I actually just going to land back on some of the things that he said. And first I'm going to get that Ezra's. I mean, not Ezra's, but that First Thessalonians, because they made a peace deal. And I'm actually excited about that, because that means that the prophecies are just going forward. So that we're that much closer to the end of Esau, Edom, and the end of this wicked kingdom that we're currently in bondage in. This is First Thessalonians 5:3, and it reads, "For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." And I've personally been waiting for this particular thing to be fulfilled, this prophecy. And this is, and I knew it was close, and now it's here. And I know that they were that much closer to World War III and the fall of this society as a result of it, because you know Esau Edom is nothing but a backstabber, and he's always got another plan. All right, so we know that the destruction draws that much closer now, that it's nigh. All right, and then, you know, this, like I said, the true Israelites won't need to sign deals with other nations, all right, because the other nations are going to be a part of what we own. Our sovereignty is above all of theirs. Matter of fact, let's get that in the Psalms, the 2nd chapter and the 8th verse, and it reads, "Ask of me, and I will give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession." So they said, it tells you in the Apocrypha in the sixth chapter, 2nd Ezra. As a matter of fact, let me just get it, that the world was created for our sakes, and everything that's in it, including the heathen. They're our possession. Why? Because they're going to build up, you know, our kingdom. All right. Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra 6:55. All of, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start at 54. After these, no, I'm going to start at 50. No, 54 is good. "And after these also came Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures." Creatures are people too. All right. "Of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen." So these converts from 740 AD, the Khazarians, just watching something in Poland about the Jewish communities in Poland, all right, who admitted that they were converts, the first, you know, couple hundred years that they were, but then I think, if I'm not mistaken, around the 12th or 13th century, that actually started saying that they were the actual Jewish people, that they were the bloodlines, that they were the Jews. You know, up until that, you know, because those first couple hundred years, they were converts and readily admitted they were converts. But now all of a sudden they started saying that they were the real people. You know, like I said, it took in the more than the later 13th, 14th century. All right. So back to the scripture, 2 Ezra 6 and 54, it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. So the Lord hath a chosen people, Deuteronomy 7 and 6. And it reads, all this I have spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou hast made it the world for our sakes. All right. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spit. All right. And hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from the vessel. You can go to Isaiah 40 and 17. That's a good precept to that, because it tells you the people are nothing. There is a drop that falleth from a vessel. They're like spit. When's the last time you seen, you know, you spit some out of your mouth, something that tasted nasty, or some mucus that came up that you know, and you spit it out? Did you fall to the ground and cry and beg the Lord to forgive you and try to scoop it up and put it in your pocket and take it home, put it in a jar? No, the Lord is comparing the other nations to something that is that insignificant. Waste that comes from your body after getting over illness that your body is discarding by bringing it up, and you hawk it, spit it out, or blow it out your nose. That's what the other nations are compared to who the world calls God. But then you got something called Catholicism, which means universal. The Lord is not universal at all, because see, there's Esau, Edom, who tries to push that universal thing and then place himself at the top. Of course, we're all one people, but I'm the head. No, you're the bottom. It clearly says that the first shall be last and the last shall be first, man. So we all know who's last in this world, and we're about to be first. All right, so let's go back into the scriptures. Let's get Jeremiah. This is one of the ones that St. Benji brought out. This is Jeremiah 29. And I'm going to start at verse 14. All right, and it reads, and I will be found of you, saith Yahweh, and I will turn away your captivity. Because remember, it says, in the land of our captivities, we shall remember ourselves. Baruch 2 and 30. See? But according to Benjamin Netan, not a Jew, they've always known who they were in their history. See, their history is in contrary to what's written in the scriptures, what they profess to be those people. All right? And they're being challenged on that on all scales. That's why they write laws to try to prevent you from speaking about it, to make it unlawful to even question it or bring up history that's contrary to the claims that they make. All right? And it says, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith Yahweh, and I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away. So it's Yahweh that's going to bring back the Israelites with a great salvation, all right, and a great restoration, which the whole world is going to witness. Everybody's going to witness. It won't need to be a bunch of men sit down at a table in some secret place and write up the Balfour Declaration and then plan world wars and plan to create a money system that only you control and force all the rest of the world to use it so you could be the big boss. So you can control the banking centers, the schools, the education, what's put in the books, what money that they use to keep yourself in power. And then make laws to prevent people from questioning your ethics or your history, your true history. Well, there it is. Verse 15, because ye have said, Yahweh have raised us up prophets in Babylon, and see where, and the prophets are in Babylon, prophesying, and with the vibration of the prophets going out on the highways and byways since the apostles and elders came on the YouTube in 2007, and when all the camps started building up in late 2007, 2008, 2009, you know, when the camps started coming out, look at the vibration of what's happening in America around the world, because that crash came in 2008. The vibration of the men of the Lord was moving through the earth already. And look how great it's got. You know, we were hoping everything, when that crash came, we thought it was over, but there's still a lot of prophecies yet to be fulfilled. And there's still, mainly, most of the prophecies were fulfilled, were close. We could see it. They just weren't being implemented yet. But, you know, still a lot of the elect needed to be awoke. Because there's a lot of diligent brothers who didn't wake up in that first go-round, you know, when the prophets came on. It was a process. So over the years, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, a lot of strong teachers were woken up, built up, and now are out there teaching, man. And now you have an army of the Lord. And then you have a lot of men that are not in GMS that are teaching the proper doctrine. Okay? And many men that learned from the elders, apostles, and the up and coming teachers in GMS and went out and did their own thing. All right? But they're still pushing, you know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai properly. And then you got those who are out there for filthy lucre's sake, for popularity, or, you know, just so they could get women or whatever they're, you know, because, hey, it's guys out there like that. And some of those guys been around a long time. I got one guy's face, you know, in my head as I speak that, you know, with them nasty dreads on his head, you know, still to this day, calling himself an Israelite. All right? And he goes back. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he was around the same time I was, or maybe even before. Salakia. Tea went down a little too fast. All right, let's go to Isaiah 58. Salakia. 58 and I'm going to start at verse 8 and read through 12. And it reads, "Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and the righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of Yahweh shall be thy reward." So we getting rewarded, man. All right. "Then shalt thou call on Yahweh, and Yahweh shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. And if thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, and putting forth of the finger, and speak in vanity." So, hey, look, the yoke is being spiritually removed from us, man. We're free in the spirit. All right? Because the truth will set you free. Esau, he does own our physical bodies through his policies. We're stuck in Babylon. But he doesn't own our spirits, man. And our spirits are greater than his. And he's just about out of here. All right? Verse 10. "And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted, then shall thy light arise in obscurity, and thy darkness shall be as noonday. And Yahweh shall guide thee continuously, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like the watered garden, and shall spring of water whose waters fail not." And that's exactly what we're becoming as we get built up in this truth, man. Like a beautiful green flourishing garden full of flowers and vegetables and everything, man. You know, and a diverse garden, not all the same, uniform with the same colors on. You know, I've said that often before, how unattractive of a garden that would be versus a garden that has the diversity of the 12 tribes and all the, you know, who's not gonna all be the same, but yet not the same. All right, all planted in the same soil. All right, of the same seed, but yet different. All right, let's get one more scripture, and we'll close this out. One of my favorites, and this is in the book of Hosea, because that's coming to pass fully. And we're going to start at verse 10. And actually, I'm going to start at verse 9. And it reads, "Then power call his name, Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power." All right, so that is what we're coming out of. The losing of our heritage as according to the scriptures, another people claiming it as according to the scriptures, and then us waking up to who we are as according to the scripture. All right, verse 10. "Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people," because we were called Negroes, Latinos, natives, niggers, Seminoles, Indians, tree niggas, spooks, coons, beaners, you know, wetbacks. We were called all those names. All right? prairie niggers. All right. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in that place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. And that is hundreds of videos now of not only us declaring it, probably tens of thousands of us, but there's hundreds of videos, hundreds, maybe even 1,000 by now, of Edomites, some of with pretty good credentials when it comes to teaching according to the standards of this kingdom, admitting and saying that we indeed are the people of the Lord. Not to mention that the relics in the Bible and the history says so, rather what they said not, but the fact that there's so many of them saying it. Well, verse 11, then shall the children of Judah, right, the southern kingdom, so-called Negroes, all right, West Indies, the people in the islands, okay, and the children of Israel, that's talking about the so-called Latin tribes, you know, the Native and Seminole Indians, and then, of course, then the scattered elect that look like the heathen nations. And the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, all right, not a council of heathen men to solidify your rule, like not a Jew, all right? And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. The deliverance of the Lord is going to be the second deliverance is going to make Egypt not be talked about. Egypt will be talked about in classrooms in the kingdom, or gathered around when the women are talking to the children or something, bringing the children up before they get to the age where they turned over to their fathers, the young men and that sort of thing, or the young girls before they get to the age where they're given unto marriage. All right. So with that, all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Shalom.